This satsang will be challenging for those who are in love with their projections. It was occasioned by the desire from a group of eminent political and social leaders requesting the Pope to call for an immediate ceasefire in Ukraine, which is 60% Catholic. It was sent to me today by a friend. Hi, Brendan. Well, that the Pope called for a ceasefire is a nice sentiment, to be sure. But I get the feeling that Putin needs some more battering. I don't think either side is ready to talk. A Buddhist friend of mine who was not aware of the obscene desecration of the Buddhist monuments at Bamian once told me that the solution to bin Laden and the Taliban was to have the Dali Lama talk to them. Though those guys would have eaten him for breakfast. Spiritual people can be exceptionally naive, not to mention gullible. The great outpouring of affection for Trump from the working class is a case in point. Could there be a more unlikely savior for America, whatever that word means? I had to part company with one of my longtime Vedanta friends who couldn't see that his veneration of a morally corrupt person was in conflict with his spiritual values. He said I was trying to trick him and that ShiningWorld was on the wrong side of history. This, after he gave 10 years of service to ShiningWorld. Some of us are incredibly attached to our pet gripes. If someone feels that they got the short end of life's stick these days, they often dig in their heels, mount some kind of political bandwagon, and become culture warriors, as if attacking and defending opinions were a real war. I won't bother with the other examples from my own experience. Vedanta insists that no attachment or obsession be kept from the light of self-inquiry. When I was teaching in San Francisco, back in the days of the gay Mecca, I insisted that the gays who came for teaching look at their sexual identity in light of their true identity if they want to grow spiritually. Except for 3, all of them chose to discontinue inquiry. America, gay, and every other blessed concept, black, white, Christian, Muslim, and so forth, is totally unreal. What isn't the self? To say that I'm this or that this or that is right and wrong, misses the point. The Pope is a good guy, and he should call for world peace. But he's more work to do at home, insofar as the church enjoys its fair share of the usual sins. Keeping people in a prison of fear and guilt doesn't qualify as a noble calling. Didn't Jesus say that we should remove the log in our own eyes before we remove the splinter from others' eyes? Putin needs a serious taste of the lash. In Handel's Messiah, a verse that says that God makes the rough places plain, meaning a person who violates his laws, meaning God's laws, will have his head, meaning ego, shaved off. It needn't be a dramatic, headline-grabbing death like the guillotine. It's usually just an inexorable, patient, quotidian grinding away of the spirit until the light in the eyes goes out. Look at Trump these days, who's a shadow of his former self. Where are the glorious rallies, the boat parades, the trucker strikes, and media frenzies? He's lost his mojo and become a caricature of himself, a petty, vindictive old man out to settle scores. Sure, a few diehard toadies are still hanging on, pandering to his gargantuan sense of insecurity, but that ship has sailed. America is just an idea that means what you want it to mean. It's not great, or it's not great. Putin is just a word that refers to a symbol of Russia, which is only what an individual thinks it is. The views expressed here are what you make of them. Although this email contains a truth that stands beyond the person offering them. People often say that the person should that person, meaning me, should can the political rants and stick to Vedanta, but Vedanta is a life science. It looks at the individual with reference to the total, and the total with reference to the real self, the non-dual, non-experiencing witness of it all. Assuming this perspective gives us a meaningful choice. We can see reality from within our limited minds and suffer, or we can see it from the limitless perspective and enjoy. That's freedom. The rest is just sound and fury. Okay. And meeting for all.